mindset. I can't stop hustling every minute, every second. Can't stop hustling from sunrise to sunset. DJ L-Spade.
What's going on, party people? It's your boys, the bros. We are here. This is the post show for SummerSlam WWE, SummerSlam 2023 PLE, Premium Live Event. It's Yellow Boy. And as always, I'm flanked by my two best bros. We have OHB over here, boy, and the one and only Hogs Wars in the building. Awesome, 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 y'all. Hey, listen, I know it's been a while, but we're back and we're glad that you're tuning in. But first, before we get it going, make sure that you go down there and like this video, share it with your friends, and also if you haven't already, subscribe so that we can go ahead and do more cool stuff. Um, Also follow us on all the other socials, get that all out of the way. But before I get started, if you guys will let me indulge, I want to address the elephant in the room so we can go ahead and let you people know what's happening. Know it's been a while you've seen that. So out of character, you guys, like for the past few months, I have personally been dealing with some health issues. I got diagnosed with something, you guys, and so I've been going through recovery. And it's been kind of difficult, so I haven't been able to post a lot of the things that I've wanted to post. We, as the bros, have not been able to do a lot of things that we've been wanting to do for 2023 because of it. And we know that you want to see more content. We want to give you more content, but at this moment, we're kind of slowed down a bit because of what I'm going through right now. But I promise you, when we can post some things, we will. We will give you, the people, the stuff that you want. So continue to follow, continue to comment, continue to just support us, and we will continue to support you. Well, I just wanted to throw that out there because I know some of y'all may have been wondering, where's Shot of Brew? I know that they talk about it. That's what's been going on. So just continue to support us. We will try to get as much stuff out there, including Twitch streams, because I know y'all missed doing the Twitch streams with us and doing the Jackbox games and everything else. So we look to do that with you. But enough of that. We've got a PLE of hood to talk about. Um, I'll start with Hogs Wars because it needs to start with Hogs Wars. SummerSlam 2023. Also, what am I doing, y'all? Y'all let me forget that this is the spiritual 2-year anniversary of Bros, Brews, and Botches on YouTube. We started 2 years ago at SummerSlam. And it started something with Hogs Wars that I will continue to do to this day and in the future. But with SummerSlam 2023, what did you think of it, Hogs Wars?
I'm kidding. It was kind of mid. Maybe it's just me.
No.
Yeah, I don't want to say it did suck because in parts of it did suck, and then there's parts of it that didn't suck. So it's like it's very, 5 out of 10. 3 out of 5 caps, if you will, as the OHB likes to say when it comes to beer reviews. But it's a pay-per-view, and there are parts that you push the storyline, good job, and then there's parts like we could have had that on Raw, thanks. Anyway, OHB, what you thinking over there as you chew on the title?
And I'm kind of with you on it, man. I mean, it did what it wanted, it needed to. A lot of the earlier stuff in the show, was just like together, in my opinion. But like, they started tweaking out towards the end, getting to where it needed to go, and made some things develop. Because y'all know, watching WWE shows, and me and Yellow Boy and Hollingsworth talked about this while we were watching it, they do a lot of things to further storylines. It may not make sense in ring at the time, but it's to further a story they got going on. What you got going on over there, Yellow Boy? You getting attacked, man?
Getting attacked by a gnat over here, y'all.
Yeah. He better not do that again, yo. But I'm the same way, man.
You
Like
like, buddy.
we even said when we were watching it, it's like I probably wouldn't go back to watch it again. Like it, But at the same time, it wasn't one of those where I just felt like I was lumbering through it. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. What about you, the lead off man?
Lead off, man. Yeah, well, and we talked about this before the show started. I don't think there was any match on here where I or we really felt like, oh, we got to see this match. Like, oh, I'm anticipating this. There may have been one that sparked some intrigue, but I don't think there was a couple. There were matches on here that was a must see.
Right.
So it just to kind of piggyback off of Hogs Wars. See what I did there? Piggyback off of Hogs Wars. It's a middle of the road show, because Cody Rhodes is on there. I got a million.
Golly, he on fire. He's on fire.
There's a bunch of dad jokes, but yeah, I mean, it's SummerSlam, but I guess we'll jump right on into the individual matches, and thank God there wasn't any matches on pre-shows, kickoffs again, just the regular show. So I will say, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I do rather like Saturday shows that are about 3 to 4 hours long. I don't know how y'all feel about it.
I mean, most of us, they had that Monday through Friday life. So on our work, we ain't trying to do something on Sunday night and then the next day feel like absolute garbage.
Correct.
Hogs Wars feel like that all the time, though. But
Negative.
Right.
I feel pretty excellent.
That's what I'm talking about. And this brought to you by this. Look at this sweet Cheetos cup I got there. This thing smells like formaldehyde, so I'm gonna let that sit there and be open for a minute.
We lost fancy, so you gotta do something else.
Yo.
I mean, with that being said, I mean, we're much like this PLE where we have this brand synergy with all these different marketing tools going on throughout the show with, what was it, C4, it was Mike's Heart,
Rocket Mortgage.
Rocket Mortgage.
Feel free to sponsor us.
Slim Jim.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. It's product and Prime. So funny to me, Prime energy drink is like not something they showcase, but Logan Paul makes sure he gets that brand in there anytime he goes out there. Speaking of which, that was the first match on the show was Logan Paul versus Ricochets.
It was.
Look at that segue. That's tremendous.
That's all right.
Yeah,
that man there is a professional.
Hey, I'm sober right now, like I wasn't earlier. I had a moment where I was sicker than HE hockey sticks, if you will, baby.
Yo. If you will.
But Pepto did the job.
Yeah, that's right, baby.
Essentially, let us in. Tell us a little bit about that opening match.
I mean, what do you want me to tell you? It's exactly what you think what would happen between Logan Paul and Ricochet. It was a lot of high spots. It was a lot of actually there was one elbow that Logan Paul hit Ricochet with that I thought maybe he could have concussed him with. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff in there that we'd never seen before. We even talked about a Logan Paul move where he hit Ricochet on the outside with something that we never saw. So yeah, I don't know. I'm going to try to put our fella Mr. Wamplers on the spot right now and pass it on over to him. But what'd you think about this match right quick?
It didn't suck. We'll say that much. Like always, a lot of good reversals, a lot of, like you said, a lot of jumping off the top of the rope in somebody in some kind of reversal here, there, and everywhere. I did like the ending, at least for this match, especially, the way, Logan Paul kind of continues to show that, yes, I still box, and that's still part of my gimmick. So I did enjoy that part. Yellow Boy.
Yeah, Yellow Boy.
So let me ask both of y'all something. This match was hyped up to be the viral sensation. Do you think it lived up to that?
Nope.
Hell no.
And that's your one right there. You done got it off the rip, and we only we 9 minutes in though, so you missed a cutoff. But
yeah, you good. You good. You get one F-bomb and
several. What the hell? What you talking about?
Hey, you just took mine. Dang.
just letting you know when you get one F-bomb, but some of the other stuff is cool. But
I'm gonna be careful with those.
Yeah, watch our
Those
Twitch
sneaky.
stream and you'll understand what we're getting at. Anyway, yo.
Right.
yeah, I don't think it was the viral thing, and there was a couple of moves like they did they were on the apron and they did like a Spanish fly, and it looked like they were supposed to stand up with it and then do a real Spanish fly on the outside. They kind of botched it a little bit. It was fine. I mean, like both of you guys have said, there was a lot of high spots in there, as you would think with Ricochet and with Logan Paul. Um, and as Hogsworth said, it was the ending. It looked like Ricochet had put Logan Paul through all that he could, and Logan Paul couldn't get that win over. So he reached to the outside and grabbed some brass knucks and knucked if you bucked and hit Ricochet in the head in front of his fiance for the 1, 2, 3. And there's a picture on the internet with Samantha Irving looking so disgusted by the fact that her boo thing lost or whatnot. And we all knew that this match was going to start because obviously there's also a match going on between Jake Paul and Nate Diaz. So Logan wanted to be there for the match, so he wanted to be on first so he could take a flight right on out to go to that. So anything else about this match?
Nah.
Way to open up the show. So the next match I was surprised about as far as the booking decision, but I mean, I see why they did it. But it was Cody Rhodes versus Brock Lesnar in their rubber match, I guess you would say. Which overall, I mean, it's what you expect from a Brock Lesnar match. Like if you watched one Brock Lesnar match, you watched all Brock Lesnar matches pretty much, with the exception of a few.
Suplex City.
Yes, you're gonna get suplexes and such like that, which I was shocked by the amount of offense that Brock had and a lot of defense that Cody was doing in this match. But Hogs Wars, what did you take from this match?
That Cody Rhodes must be light as hell because he was getting thrown all over the goddamn place.
Yeah.
I give Cody credit, but I mean, it's time to be real about this. How many times can you get thrown in a match and still be considered the person who's supposed to win? I mean, we get it. You got heart, man. You got soul. You ain't got blue eye soul like somebody else back in the day, but you got soul. It's all right.
He got enough soul. He's got enough soul. He cured racism. What you talking about? Come on now. Come on now.
But for the sake of match, once again, for the sake of match, it did suck. It was actually one of the better matches to a point, but as I'm trying to remember, I think it was Yellow Boy. He was like, "This match went 25 minutes longer than it need to."
Yeah.
Him always.
That was like, me. I was just sitting there like this.
I was like, yeah, we get it, bro. You strong as hell. We also know you lost 10 feet of colon, so we get it. You can't wrestle very long. Get it over with. Let's go ahead and go to the next one.
I mean, I also said that when I was 4 beers deep into the scenario. So, I mean, you can't listen to me what I meant when I've been on a tirade. Come on now. You already know.
But for the sake of argument, no, it didn't suck. One thing I did think was funny, just for the sake of argument, the fact that man came out in a cape. Like, I get it, Cody. You love your little jackets and all, but you came out in a full-fledged cape today, buddy. Like, you full Final Fantasy out that bad boy today. So you go ahead and do what you got to do. But that and just Brock doing his, I want to F5 somebody through all the tables and the outside of the ring before I put you back in the ring. So, I'll take that as is, OHB.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't really have nothing else to add to that, with the exception of, at the end of it was something I didn't kind of expect. But again, it kind of goes further the storyline. Lesnar took his gloves off and he shook Cody's hand and held his hand up and showed everybody, hey, look at this dude. He got the best of me, which only means what Yellow Boy confirms usually is that he's going to be taking him a hiatus and show back up when we don't want him to, to help somebody else get over. Yo. So I don't know. Yellow, what you think?
We forgot about the one of two possible wardrobe malfunctions that occurred in
Oh
the
Blow them shorts out, baby.
That
boy,
was so
Lesnar, you
funny.
can see the whole grease
Oh,
on that man.
yeah.
Somehow he blew out his shorts.
Back got to see the little Viking cowboy on that.
That was so funny too. All them
Yo.
goddamn crossroads.
Yo.
Like, let me give you 1, 2. Oh, he ripped your shorts. Keep going. 3.
He said, I'm sorry I blew them Jimmy Johns out for you, but you know, we got to get this show wrapped. Oh my God.
Man,
You get them old school shorts with the red and black on there, that little sturdy in there.
boy, them shorts weren't worth a dang.
Not
But
in the goddamn little bit.
I mean, outside of that, I mean, there was the point where Cody put Brock in a Kimura
Yo.
and had him held in a Kimura lock, and you know, it what did I write down in my notes? Oh, that exposed corner spot we all talked about that was going to come into play, and it did. Took Cody 3 crossroads to put Brock down, but like you said, OHB, it was surprising to have Brock finally shake hands with Cody and move on. And I don't know what's going to happen next with Cody. But in my opinion, I don't know, y'all say if y'all have something different, I still think that Cody should have won at Mania.
Yeah, yeah, like that they kind of wop it like it's hot. You know what I'm saying? That's a shout out to you, Fireman, aka Birdman Jr., Lil Wayne. You know what's up?
Right.
He ain't a friend of the show, but he could be.
Yeah, he could be.
It's possible. He nerd enough to do so.
Hey,
yeah,
he might forget it though next time. Oh,
but that leads us to the next match, which was that brand synergy, which was the Snap Into the Slim Jim Battle Royal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, hey, listen, if you didn't have LA Knight winning on your card, then I don't know what you would think. But I mean, there's a lot that can be said. I will wait to the end to say my part because I feel like my bros are going to say the exact same thing. But OHB, was there anything in this battle royal that you can remember that kind of pointed out to you aside from the winner?
No, man, like you know, they made a big to deal to bring in the most giant cracker of all time almost at the beginning of the match. And we were like, come on, bro. Like, this dude's huge. He don't need to be in every battle royale to show. There's always that spot where they got to throw the biggest dude out. Either it was Paul White, Andre the Giant, whoever. Great Khali. I mean, come on, dude. He just didn't fit in there.
You're not an Homo sapien?
Yo, yeah, Homo sapien. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, they,
You're
you
not
know.
an Homo sapien?
Hell no. And that's mine. Damn it. That's my 2. But I'm going to tell you, like, I don't hate that guy. Let me be real with you, but it's just like he's stagnant right now, and like they got to get him in something. But they really ain't nobody can go with him that makes sense at this point. But I'm gonna quit talking about that. I did appreciate though that they let Chad Gable, little Shorty G, get all kinds of offense in on the match after his homie got eliminated.
Yes.
So, you know, that was good with that. But, like, really, to be honest, man, this match was really fast paced. People just yeeting out left and right. People that you wouldn't think. And, like, you know, they still continued a little bit of storylines, you know, with Karrion Kross and stuff like that. But, you know, ultimately, the Sausage Man, he knows what's up, though. He knew what it was from the beginning to the get go. So I'm going to defer and deflect to him so he can talk to y'all about what's real. And that's sausage.
This guy here, he's fresh out the Appalachian Trail.
Hey, look at it. I even have that gray hair like that. You know what that means,
know,
ladies call me. Yo.
Man, coming out here fresh with the jug of moonshine on the shoulder. Anyway, gotta get that out of my system.
Gotta get that Mountain Dew.
Right.
Yeah.
But no. Once again, it was okay. It was mid. It did what it was supposed to do. But when you realize through the dirt sheets, as they said, that the only reason this match is because they had to find some way for LA Knight to win a match. And then you also lost both Rhea Ripley's match and Becky Lynch's match because we had to add a 25-man battle royal in there. Okay, whatever.
Hot take, y'all.
Did enjoy
hot cakes.
The match for what it's worth.
Hog jaws.
I'm glad LA Knight won because near the end when it was just him and Sheamus, it really did look like they were going to go ahead and swerve us and go and let him lose. Okay, we get it. Y'all really want us to be on the edge of our seat, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, he beat Sheamus the day before, so he's going to beat Sheamus again. So can we kind of move on from this and give him an actual storyline so we can actually give a damn? It'd be nice. It ain't going to happen, but it'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yellow boy.
No, we can't.
No.
Paul Levesque, aka Triple H, will say that they have something in plans for LA Knight, but it's still yet to develop. And it's a shame because he was hot. He is hot. He's now white hot, like white hot babyface.
So he's hot and he's also white hot. Is that like a Caucasian joke? Come on now.
No. he has undeniable Kavorka.
Get that bling
in his loins.
Yo, he got that blue flame off the moonshine. If y'all know, you know.
Right.
Yeah. And I mean, like Hogs War said, there were two women's matches that could have went in here, one of which seemed like it had been planned since the spring, and that was the Trish and Becky, because Trish had made the comment that she wanted to wrestle Becky for the longest. And yet here we are with this brand synergy because money, you got to have Slim Jim on the show, Slim Jim Battle Royal, because what irked me the most is that, one, there was nothing that they were fighting for. It was just a battle royal. The winner won. And again, as Hogs War said, it's something that you can say that LA Knight won. He won. But then what does he get?
Right.
Nothing. There's no title. There's no number one contendership. There was nothing. It was just, hey, here's a battle royal. And even though that was something, do y'all remember when Triple H took charge? He said he was tired of putting on battle royals just to simply have people on the show.
Right.
And that's exactly what this was just to have people on the show. So
that's Walt Disney McMahon.
Yeah, I'm glad that LA Knight won. I mean, because Lord knows he needs to win because of the fact that he's getting all this fanfare. But can we have a story? Because outside of Judgment Day and Bloodline, other people need to be elevated as well.
Yep.
So anyway, that's just my soapbox on it. But that moves us into our next match, which very good promo package that they had for this as well, which was the Ronda Rousey versus Shayna Baszler. And the production, there's a lot that can be said about WWE, but again, their production is on point all the time.
Chef's kiss.
0 to none, man. Ain't nobody else got it like them.
Yeah, they know how to put together a promo package, but it was MMA rules, right? MMA rules match between the two.
Knockout, tap out.
Knockout, tap out, pass out. Anyway, like, I am a big advocate for Shayna Baszler. Love Shayna Baszler. Loved her at NXT. Think they squandered her in the main roster. They immediately misstepped with her biting Becky Lynch and drawing blood as a vampire type. I don't know what was going on there, but yeah. I mean, I don't have much as far as this match. OHB, you have anything for Beck, or excuse me, not Beck, but Baszler and Rousey?
Not really. I mean, other than, to me, like, when people see MMA, they instantly go to UFC, and to me, this is more like a Pancrase fight, which was like an old like MMA style that Minoru Suzuki came up with back in the day, or like Pride. It was more along those rules, you know.
Right.
So for me, like, there was a lot more, wrestling holds in it, and you don't really typically see that in UFC fights, not like arm drags and things like that. There were a few of that kind of thing in there, but they tried to do a thing in the middle of the match where, the referees got involved, and that's kind of like a show a ref stoppage to kind of check on the competitors type thing. And I wasn't buying it just because I watch enough UFC and MMA to be like, okay, I'm not in behind this. But a typical fan watching it that don't know a lot about that stuff, they probably would have been behind it, and it seemed plausible to them. So yeah, I mean, like I think it went the way that I thought it was going to, and yeah, that's really all I got to say about it. So I'm gonna toss this on over to the Mr. Hogs Wars and see how he felt.
Eh, you know, just being honest, it did what it needed to do. It didn't totally suck. Can't say that, but I am happy that Shayna Baszler go ahead, hit the Cohina clutch, and finish it off. And she took a serious L from Ronda with that got their knee in the middle of the match. But other than that, glad it went the way it did. Ronda will probably be gone again, just like Brock is gone again. So I mean, it is what it is, and hopefully, and we keep saying the same thing, like with LA Knight, with everybody seem like on this goddamn pay-per-view. Hopefully somebody got some sense and says, you know what, we have some momentum here. Maybe we can do something with it on the next couple months.
Yeah.
Instead of totally throwing it in trash. But as you can tell from the other people in my room with me, that don't seem like that's gonna happen. So Yellow Boy next.
Yeah, all I will say on this one as well is that I think from all the aggregators, I think this is it for Rousey.
Yeah.
Like, there's no comeback.
Right.
I think this is it. Like, she's just when she came out at first and debuted, I think it was great for her, and the things that they put her in and how they booked her was great. But then she started seeing the side of wrestling that all wrestling fans and wrestlers kind of are used to, with the fans being as fickle as fans can be, and giving her all kinds of trash talk and stuff like that. And she was not used to that, I don't reckon, especially on the everyday basis, because she was going out there at first, she was traveling with everyone week to week, but it annoyed her. And then she lashed out at the fans. And then, of course, she has some takes that I'm not going to get into here. She has some personal takes
doo-doo. Fans are doo-doo.
Yes, that will strike some controversy. So I'm not going to get into those. So that kind of wavered her stock for fans. So, and this last run, it wasn't the greatest, especially with them kind of back and forth, hot potato, and those tag titles and everything. It just, she dropped the women's belt and then hot potato the tag titles. Yeah. So, I mean, great for her, but I'm sure that there's some other folks that'll come in from MMA and elsewhere that will kind of fill that void. So, anyways.
Yeah, you talking about tremendous runs. What about that Gunter and McIntyre match, y'all?
Well, before that, they announced the attendance.
Oh yeah, they did.
They did the attendance, which was 59,194 people, which is probably elevated because it's what they do. But yeah, so 59,000 people.
I know they papered some seats. They got them $60 tickets for them $400 tickets.
Was it after during SummerSlam last year?
Yeah.
It's barely more than that.
Yup.
Like 14,000 people. That's it.
Yeah. Which is crazy, right? And it looked like they had that place packed.
Considering on our end, it was nobody on that side of it.
On one side of the stadium, yeah.
I don't give a darn. I was there. Nobody was on the hard camera side. Yeah. Nobody. If anybody tells you it was, they were freaking lying. Okay, go on.
I was there and I synced it.
Go back in our playlist. I think I posted a video that had that picture of no one on the other side in there. So
and they milked the hell of that shit on the camera.
Dang, you got all the words.
All yours is over.
I was gonna roll just a random F-bomb in here too, but you know what? I can't do it now. We go.
Sorry, I forgot. Sorry, I've been doing good. I'm sorry.
That's all right, man.
But you're excited because it rolls into probably one of the best matches of the night, which was that IC championship that OHB was talking about.
Yo.
OHB, go with it, man. Gunter and
Floor
Drew
is yours.
McIntyre.
Buddy, I mean, we got to go back and throw it back to Easy E, Big E himself, with him meaty men slapping meats, and this match was straight up tree cutters, buddy. They were just lumber strikes like the whole time. Like even Gunter at the end of it, his whole chest was busted all up, hamburger everywhere, like this right here,
Mhm.
except it's purple. And I mean, it was from start to finish, is them clubbing the absolute H word. Since I can't say it, we done used our allotment up, thanks to somebody in this room. But yo, I mean, yeah, I mean, I just was watching it in amazement. Like, I don't know, there wasn't really anything for me that I was just like, okay, this wasn't a stereotypical Gunter and McIntyre match. It was just, I was just watching it in awe. Like, these dudes were absolutely going at it. And, having said that, that's all I got to say. And I'm going to, pass that on off to Swaggerties.
This guy here, man. I swear. Once again, this definitely did not suck. This was definitely the best match of the night. And once again, here we go again. Gunther, aka Walter, has one of the best matches of the card. It's always in the middle of the goddamn show. It's still in the show by the end. So come on, man. We get it. He better than everybody else. Give him some more competition so we can move on. Thank
Yo.
you. Yellow boy.
Yo.
He's got to beat that honky tonk record, right? He's got to beat that. So he's going to be champion at least until he beats that, and then on to the next person. It sucks. I mean, granted, great match. It sucks that they decided to kind of not go with the Sheamus portion of this rivalry, and like Sheamus is now, and you're somewhere else. And I mean, I know they're on different shows. I know that, but the best part about earlier in the year was having that dynamic of Sheamus and Drew vying for this title with this amazing champion of Gunther, which, backstage, they love Gunther backstage. Vince, I believe, really loves Gunther. And I mean, looking at his work that he does in the ring, like, why would you not like that? The man can chop, he flies, he can do it all. Power bombs, all those types of things and whatnot. But I mean, ultimately, it leads to, like you guys said, it was a retention of the IC championship. I've got a bold question. I'll start with you, Hogs Wars. Who do you think could take that IC belt off of him?
Right now, it's going to have to be a main event level star. And right now, every main event level star is so stuck on either trying to beat Seth Rollins at the moment or really just waiting for the Usos to get done with whatever they're doing Roman Reigns. So it's just like they're going to have to find somebody to at least give it a shot because right now, it's like they're stuck on either Drew McIntyre or Sheamus right now. So I don't know. You got
So
me.
I'll pose it to you. If you were to have somebody win it, who would you want to win it? Put you on the spot.
I would like it to be somebody in the LA Knight range, but only because of where he is right now in the card.
So LA Knight.
So, I mean, that's the only person I can think of because right now nobody else is even hot enough for me to care.
Okay. LA Knight. So OHB, I got the same question to you. First off, who do you think could win it, if anybody?
I think the only person that could win it because of how strong they booked him is that old boy cash in that money in the bank right on that title because there's too much going on with the Rollins and stuff. Like I don't need to see that. I need to see him going and scum in, cash that boy in, and that'd be Mr. Damian Priest on that. Yo, and that helped keep Judgment Day together too because they a little bit of rift going on there with the title picture and all that. So that's my pick, and it makes sense to me because they could still say faiths on Gunther if he got beat up in a match, barely came squeaked out, and all of a sudden got cashed in on by a fresh Damian Priest. Okay, I can buy that. But anything else, like I said, it's got to be somebody that's superstar level, megastar level to take that strap off of him the way they booked him because he got that Brock Lesnar circa suplex and John Cena 50 million times in a match energy. So that's how I feel about it.
I actually really like that. I really like that.
Hey, Booker right here, y'all.
Yeah, I really like that because that's going to make both of them look strong without either one. Again, I'm I wish that Sheamus could be in contention still because I feel like isn't that the only belt that he has not held within this whole time he's been there? He hasn't been
I thought he
intercontinental.
had before, but
Yeah,
You know,
I
I
don't
before.
think
don't think,
I don't
not,
think it was very long if he did,
yeah, and it may have even been
because
during
he
that
got pushed
time.
really hard at first.
It may have even been during that time when the IC belt was a throwaway title. They've done a lot of work with that US and that IC belt in order to keep them, a little bit of a okay, this is a title and not just something that we giving around like the 24/7 belt. So, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's who I would want, but we'll see. I mean, of course, we book it the way we want to, and WWE is going to book it the way they want to. So,
I mean, I
yeah,
don't know. That's why we work that 9 to 5s.
exactly.
Right, we ain't getting paid superstar thousands of dollars.
But OHB, you mentioned about the rift that could be in Judgment Day, which leads into the next match, which is Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. Um, Seth wore the same vest from SummerSlam 2016, where he uh, fought Finn Balor, and Finn Balor had the word seven written on top of his chest at his clavicle level to signify the 7 years he's been waiting to get back that side at at Seth Rollins. So um, it was it was a match that I thought it would be. I mean, because you had Seth Rollins and Finn Balor, two big workers or whatnot. And there was the psychological aspect of it where Balor was focusing in on Seth Rollins' shoulder, which, if you remember, the reason why Balor had to relinquish the Universal title was because his shoulder. So he was focusing in on the same thing that took him out, which bit of psychology there. But Hogs Wars, like this match? What about this match? Like, didn't like? What's going on? What's up with it?
I definitely liked this match. It was, it was a good match. It it was. It might have been long too, for the sake of argument. I know why it was as long as it was, but it seemed a little long too. But mostly because we knew Judgment Day was going to show up. We knew Damon Priest was going to do things to try to help him out, and that's great and wonderful. And we all say, "Oh wow, Rhea Ripley, you're so sexy." Okay, move on. But at the end of the day,
You said that.
I wasn't the only one, and, and so I don't even want to hear that.
Yeah,
But
you don't one live that said it. Mm-mm.
I'm not gonna go there. But
Oh,
anyway, I'm glad that they're trying to really kind of plant seeds that something's going on with them, but at the same time, really elevating them because right now they are the best thing on Raw at the moment because everything else has been kind of dull for the sake of argument. Um, I was expecting more. I guess that's what it is. I did like the finish. I will say that, but I still kind of expect more from Finn Balor and Seth Rollins because at the moment they're two of the best wrestlers on the card. You got to do more than what they're doing. But anyway, Yellow Boy. I mean, excuse me, OHB.
who? No, man. Like it went a typical Seth Rollins and Balor match, like I thought it would. But I want to see what's interesting though, like because Damian Priest rolled out there at the Money in the Bank briefcase, already teasing all that dissension in the ranks, and then he was going to hand it to Balor and said, "I need, hit Seth Rollins with it." And Finn Balor said, "Nope, this not the plan. We talked about the plan A or whatever it was he said while he was talking to Damian Priest." And then it became an absolute S show after that. You had all the rest of Judgment Day appear out of nowhere, and there was a few misdirections, and then there was an ultimate misdirection at the end, and it ultimately caused Finn Balor to lose because he got stomped on the Money in the Bank briefcase with a onlooking Damian Priest with that look on his like, come on, dude, really? I've come out here, I don't know what else to do to you. So if they continue that arc and oust Finn Balor, which is the only way I can see that going, and having Damian Priest become the leader of the group, so to speak, um, I wish they'd just hurry up and get on to it because they've been teasing it ever since he won Money in the Bank, even at that show. So yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. Seth Rollins goes over curve stomp on the Money in the Bank. It did what it
Yeah.
needed to, as Hogs Wars would say. And I'm gonna deflect over to you, Yellow Boy, and see if you got any finishing notes on this.
Just interesting, like you said, the overarching kind of thing to put of note is that Damian Priest did all that he could throughout that match to try to aid Finn Balor. And
Mhm.
Finn, because he's so infringed upon his revenge for 7 years, just would not take the help the way that Priest was giving it. And it ultimately was his downfall
Mm-hmm.
because he just didn't capitalize on the things that Priest was trying to do. So, like you said, OHB, it may be something to where Priest kicks Finn out. But let's be real, it seems like this has been Priest's group since Edge got kicked
Right,
out.
yo.
Like it just really seems like this has been Damian Priest leading the show more than Finn, because Finn's been so focused in on just winning the championship and beating up Seth Rollins, whereas Damian Priest has been trying to build Dom and and really, my God, I hate that they just pushed him and just pushed all the folks to the side that was in NXT. This man is holding the NXT North American Championship still. Anyway, that's just me. Like, Jesus, the boy can't wrestle. Send him to NXT for good. Let him go down there and learn. But that's another story for another day. Um, but yeah, Seth Rollins retains. It's just going to be interesting to see if they're going to put Finn Balor light in JD McDonough. I almost said JD McDonough with his huge head, his Bonk's Adventure style head, because it's like they put JD McDonough on big head mode and just forgot to take it off. Like
He's on
that's
fire.
man, it just looked like they just put
Right.
the code in and just left it. But because I mean, if y'all remember a few months ago, they had that whole backstage thing with Finn Balor talking to JD McDonough, and it just never went anywhere. And he just kind of showed up today in the Battle Royal after having nothing. He might have fought on main event, but who watches that show? So, like,
Right.
anyway, um,
Nobody,
there
baby.
was, I think, right after this was the backstage segment with uh, Alpha Academy and the Miz. Wasn't that right there,
Yeah.
or was it before the main event?
I thought, well, it don't matter. It was somewhere between there and the main event. I think it might have been there, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
because
it was.
there was an awful lot, awful big video package for Roman Reigns and all that. So it definitely was during this one.
Yeah, and they had it was for Mike's Hard Lemonade. Like I said, brand synergy. So yeah, you got a kick out of it, OHB, right? Threw Miz in a trunk, and he was what was it? They were claiming who was the real Mike.
Yeah, and Maxine and Pre kept calling him Mark. That's hilarious.
Mark,
Yeah, that's what had me cracking up because they kept calling him a Mark, dude. I was like, that's perfect.
you stupid Mark.
Yeah.
Um, but that led into which if we're talking about moments of the evening, I think this next match had the biggest moment of the evening. Might not have been the best match, but it had the best moment of the evening, and that's the triple threat match between the current WWE Women's Champion, or at then current WWE Women's Champion Asuka, Bianca Belair, and Charlotte Flair. And I don't think anybody's seen at least one portion of the match, seen it going the way that it did, versus how it actually ended. But Hogs Wars, me and you talked about it a lot to where it just didn't seem like the three ladies involved in the match. It didn't seem like they were just gelling well enough. Like it just seemed like they could be a little bit more crisp on the moves and the things that they were doing. When we had talked a lot about it, because it was just some stuff that like they were doing DDTs and things of that nature that didn't actually hook. They were just kind of sliding and falling. But
A lot of missed,
yeah,
punches, kicks, and everything, and it just there was no flow to the match. It literally felt like spot to spot to spot to spot, and every spot was just there. It wasn't anything that was going to keep you even remotely consistently entertained. And at the same time, it's like you can tell they're trying so hard to get the match over and get it accomplished. But at the same time, it's just like, no offense to them, but this was not a good match. It was not a good match. And I hate saying that because of who was in the match, but not only that, because as both of y'all said, Oscar was an afterthought for majority of this match, and she's
hmm
the champion. Like,
hmm
like I get it. You want to pull a Miz, pull that little Miz versus John Cena and The Rock, but let's be real. Miz was like, no, he wasn't, the main event because let's face it, he had just gotten to that spot. So of course John Cena was The Rock. Come on, The Rock, duh. But in the same token, if nobody's even talking about you in the match, there's not much of a chance that they're even gonna try to make you look good or over in the match. So it just really wasn't a good match. It just wasn't.
But you had stated, Hogs Wars, while we were watching, that individually there were certain spots in the match when they were just one
Yeah,
on one
yeah.
where they were just, they would do a little bit better. And I made the statement that I think that this match would have been better as a one on one, but it was you have Charlotte Flair, who's always going to be in the championship scene. You have Bianca Belair, who unrightfully got screwed out of doing a rematch one on one and such like that for weeks. And then you have Asuka, who is the champ, who they have not booked to do anything since she won the title.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the story of, well, which one of these three that we want to give the title to at this point is what it seemed like. Like, well, we got these three women, and they're the top tier of our women's division, but who do we want to have win it? And it there was a point in the match where I was at first I thought it was something a shoot, but it ended up being a work because I was like, it looks more like a work, but I'm not sure. And that's when Bianca got injured and had to be taken out the ring because she hit her knee or whatnot. And she went with medical staff and the officials and stuff like that, and then came back. But OHB, I, you watched the match too, man. Like, was there anything that was redeeming outside of the finish of this match that you could see?
Not really. I mean, other than, we about got to see the little Nature Boys at one point. Like, so Charlotte came out there and had a gear on that had like them little plastic belt buckles is what we called it, like seat belt buckles. But when it's the little plastic boys, but it came undone. Actually, the front part didn't. It was whatever was going on in the back. So Ref Jess kind of had to look after that and make sure everything was good to go when that happened because there's about to be a serious malfunction. Other than that, man, like you said, the match didn't gel and vibe as well as I would think. Honestly, this could have been okay, in my opinion, to not even have Asuka in the match whatsoever. It could have been a Charlotte versus Bianca to see who could actually go against Asuka for the title. Of course, they worked it all up to that point to where there was no other really option to do that. But even Asuka's billing, where she came in the middle introductions. Like a champion never does that. They're always supposed to come in,
Right.
and I think the way they did that, they brought in Charlotte, brought in Asuka, and then Belair came in towards the end to do what? Product placement. Put that C4 energy drink in the main scene. Okay, we get it, dude. They did that during the pre-show. Everybody said, "Oh, this energy drink's so good." Like, why are you drinking pre-workout when you're hanging out at a bench, bro? Like, not all C4 is a pre-workout, but the stuff they were drinking at the pre-show 100% was. So, anyway, having said that, the match, it was good. The finish I thought was good. It threw everybody for a swerve. Like I had Charlotte going over,
Yes.
didn't work. It actually ended up being Bianca because she got put in that hold. Yeah, everybody thought she's going to tap out. Here comes Asuka in, puts the poison mist on Charlotte Flair, and then goes over there and act like she's going to catch Bianca. Bianca just snatches her up and just a little like school, not really schoolboy, but just like a real quick over pin, 1, 2, 3, and Bianca's your new champion. So yo, I mean that was a swerve finish, I guess, if you could have that given everything in the match. But a lot of that, these women are way more athletic than this match would let. So if you saw that and you decided, man, is this the pinnacle of what they can do? No, it is not. I recommend you go check anything else out in their libraries, like especially some of that powerhouse stuff Bianca's done, where she's put a couple people up at the same time in the kiss of death, that kind of thing. Anything Oscar's got. But I'm gonna throw this over to Yellow Boy. And one other thing happened at the end of this that was another swerve on top of a swerve. Yo,
Boom, 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 boom. So our poll that we put up on Instagram had 100% Oscar winning. Like everyone who voted said Oscar was going to win, and psych,
Right.
Bianca. Until music played, and we had Io Sky running out because, like I said, Bianca injured her knee, quote unquote, and it came from underneath to win the match. So Io and Bailey came out, knocked off both Chaz and Oscar, who were outside of the ring or whatnot, then go in the ring and use the Money in the Bank briefcase to, knock off Bianca, hit her in the hurt leg, and then one over the moonsault. I believe that's what she calls it, over the moonsault later. Io Sky is your new WWE Women's Champion, and
Yo.
rightfully so. And the crowd popped
hot.
huge for this. It popped huge, and we even got a cameo from the injured Dakota Kai, who came out to celebrate with her fellow Damage Control member for this win. Which, again, Bianca is a baby face apparently, and the crowd popped more for Io getting the win over her, which can further a possible heel arc for Bianca. Her husband and his tag team partner have already gone heel. The crowd loves them, but they're apparently heel. So, and I had this theory that I talked to both of y'all about in the past, where Bianca's braid has, over the past few months, just been unraveling. Like little by little, it's unraveled. If you remember her from years ago when she, has the braid, it never was unraveled. It was always tight braid or whatnot. Now it's unraveled, looks disheveled. So maybe that's something with her psyche. I don't know. I'm just making some leaps here.
No, man, things that we've noticed, and that kind of will segue into the next thing. They are very specific about placement of how things are, and like that might be something to that. I'm with that train of thought with her braid coming unraveled and all this and that, because she normally come out there, to the nines, as they say. And like here lately, it's been that braid ain't been on fleek, as the kids in 2016 would say. Yo. For those of you in the know now, it wasn't gas, for real, no cap.
Hey,
Yay.
Oh, man, no breaks, huh?
Man, got that Riz.
Hey.
My name Riz, got that Riz.
I got to stay amongst the people,
Yeah, we know what the people are saying. we know what yeah, we know what you people are talking about up there.
Oh man,
Got that Riz, but yeah, we did make some inferences based off of the main event match, which had Roman Reigns, the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Why that name is so long, I'll never know, and also the Tribal Chief against his cousin Jey Uso in tribal combat, also for the head of the table spot. And if we were best night of the match, arguably, Gunther and Drew. Best moment of the match came in that triple threat. The best storyline of the night, I'll say, is this match.
Yep.
Like, it had a lot of twists and turns and a lot of things that some people like. It's what you leave them with, what you leave the fans with is what they're going to take away. And I think this match left the fans with something where we already have said the bloodline storyline is the best thing smoking in WWE with only the Judgment Day stuff as a second. But like it's I made this comment and then I'll shut up and I'll toss it to OHB. But if you've watched any Roman match in the past 2 to 3 years, you've watched every Roman match in the past 2 to 3 years because
Yep.
there is a specific formula that he uses for every single match. And until the fans, all the fans kind of notice and get tired of it, they're going to continue to use this format for Roman Reigns. And I think this is going to happen all the way until Philadelphia in 2024 for WrestleMania. Like, just it is what it is. But I did get caught up in and I love it. I love a storyline where I can get caught up in it where Jay is just fighting for his life just because of the fact that his brother got done in. He's gotten tired of his cousin taking advantage of him, taking advantage of his little brother, all this stuff, and just trying to fight and taking everything, all the abuse and everything just to, win the match. Like I got caught up in that, which is great. But OHB, what'd you get from this match, man?
Man, like, what didn't I get from it? Like you said, not to beat the dead horse, so to speak, but I mean, it's been the same stuff. Every Roman Reigns match is the same. Like, we already knew he was going to go over. I had no intentions of ever believing that Jey Uso was going to beat him, but the swerve they threw at the end left us being like, what's going on here? And if y'all check the thumbnail out for this video, you'll see Roman Reigns had the same look on his face. So there's a few moments where Paul Heyman was pleading to Jay not to continue to beat down on Roman Reigns with the chair, and he laid into him with a kendo stick pretty good, so much to the fact that it absolutely splintered the kendo stick, and but ultimately it just wasn't enough, and I'm gonna go ahead and give it on over to the Lord of the Hogs Wars and let him finish up and telling y'all about that mess.
First match did not suck. Definitely very good. Second, yeah, they're a little formulaic, but I mean, how many John Cena matches have we watched and we all been like, the 5 moves of doom and kept on rolling like, whatever. But heck, growing up, and how many Hulk Hogan matches did we watch and we just waiting on the comeback? That's how we waited on him to come back. So, point taken. So I did like how, as we kind of expected, Solo kind of snuck out of nowhere, out in the crowd, putting people through tables, nice, and then dragging them like a piece of meat to the ring until he realized he needed to pick him up. But the ultimate kind of swerve came when, we thought, okay, we might actually at least halfway make it believable that Rome was about to lose. And then out of nowhere, somebody in a goddamn black hoodie and a goddamn bandana comes out and you're like, wait a minute, what? And I didn't catch on at first, but I know Yellow Boy did. Then here we go. I am Jimmy. Hear me roar. And he's like, he takes it off and he gets this look on his face, like, and I'm just like, wow, okay, we pulled a full swerve on this one. Thanks, fellas. And then he gives him a super kick, throws him in the ring. And as Roman is so prone to do, let me spear you through a table. And that's all she wrote. And I will give Roman more credit than people will give him tonight. He went through a table pretty darn gnarly, considering. And then he was about to go through another table outside. He took a hell of a lot of chair shots. I mean, I see why he was just like, here, you take this goddamn necklace. I'm just about to walk right now.
ain't worth it. These peppers ain't worth it.
He took spells. I mean, I get, and we all get at the end. He got to put his little red ass hand there, talking about I'm the one and everything. But that swerve at the end, whoo, boy, Yellow Boy, man.
Yeah, man. So, couple things to point out as well. There's still something there between Solo and Roman. because Roman was
Right.
barking orders, and Solo was looking at him like, "You need me, not the other way around. I don't need you.
Right.
Like, I can be the tribal chief." And I think that ultimately, at some point, they're going to get to that as well. Him taking over and being the tribal chief, so to speak, or whatever they're going to do after that. Secondly, y'all know I whined about it after it was over. I was like, why set up all the stuff that y'all did with Jimmy only to go back and turn on that or whatnot? And granted, we'll see how the story plays out. But in my mind, I'm like, they did this because they don't know what else to do outside of this. Once this storyline, if it ended, what do you do next? You book Roman to the point where no one can beat him at this moment. So who do you put him in the rivalry with? And you know he doesn't work all the pay-per-views, and he definitely doesn't work all the live shows. So he's going to be gone. Let's just face it, he's going to be missing in action. So you can throw the Uso twins into a rivalry or into a feud for a few months, and then they can probably wrestle at Payback, and then again somewhere else, and ultimately lead to a WrestleMania match that they want to do. That Hogsworth had said before, when we were watching, he said that's Ariel Hawani in their interview. They said they wanted to face each other at WrestleMania so they can get the chance to do that. But I mean, it was a swerve, and it was something to get people talking because of the fact that, as far as the WWE universe knew, Jimmy was still hurt, and here he is back, and now it's just Jay against the three of the bloodline. But maybe, and we had talked about this as well, maybe it's something that Sami Zayn can jump into now because Kevin Owens is out right now for injury. He actually does have a rib injury. I know that was something that was on television, that he had a rib injury. He legitimately has a rib injury. So he may be off TV for a while. So you can plug in Sami Zayn, insert Sami Zayn to help out Jey Uso, and go from there. But we'll see. I mean, I'm with it. I'm willing to see how far they can go, because at least I know with the Bloodline storyline, they will put effort into it. So it's not like something like some of the other stuff they do, but pretty, to me, okay pay-per-view. I know that the Hogs Wars, you said 3 out of 5 caps.
Mid at best.
Mid.
Mid.
OHB, what do you think?
Yeah, that's gonna be my rating on it too. Like I said, it did the storyline furthering of everybody else it needed to do, and it wouldn't be one that I would tell you to go back and watch like the SummerSlam that had Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect. I wouldn't tell you to go back and watch this one. I mean, there ain't nothing here that you can't catch, especially in this day and age of social medias. You can find what you need to on there, and just skip this boy. Yo.
Look, you have not lied, because what's going to happen is, they've already probably posted all the highlights on YouTube. So the highlights are there from matches. We know on Monday night, they're going to play all the replays on Monday night and do a review. So if you missed this weekend, don't worry. Monday they'll show you, and Friday they'll show you, and then the following Monday they'll show you again on Raw what happened at SummerSlam.
Right.
So don't worry, they'll show all of that stuff if you missed it. But I don't think it's, again, to echo what you guys said, it's not something that I want to go back and watch and rewatch or whatnot. So awesome. Well, 2 years, y'all. Like, again, I don't want to let this go. We started this channel on SummerSlam 2021.
Drunk ass
2021.
skunks, buddy.
Yes, we tried something, and we're continually learning, growing, doing stuff, trying to make sure that you, the people, you people think, are happy with some of the stuff we put out. And then last year for SummerSlam, for the 1 year anniversary, we went to SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm.
And now this year, for 2 years, we're here again with SummerSlam in Detroit. And hopefully in a couple of years, everything work out, we'll go to WrestleMania and go see that. So, Hogs Wars, any last words before we get it on out of here?
The same thing I say every goddamn time. WWE, for the love of God. Oh, and hold on, before I finish it, let me add one line to that. And AEW. Do something with the goddamn women's division. Okay, I'm done. Peace.
OHB.
Yo, man, I ain't got nothing else to add, but y'all keep your eyes peeled on the TikToks and the Instagram. Come on, start doing another little type of beer thing that's a little bit quicker pace, so you ain't got to sit there for 5 minutes and see what's going on with me being a daggone DJ, radio DJ, and making noise and jokes and garbage. I'm just gonna be real succinct and to the point, and let you have that beer in there. But also, just catch out that Mad Dog Monday and sips, because that's where you're gonna get the real knowledge. The other one's just gonna be for me and you. And both of us all together. Yo.
Tasty porters and all.
Tasty and all. Cold meats. Wait a minute, what?
Fancy, why?
And man, I'll just say, as I always do, number one, you guys, no matter what the promotion is, if you like wrestling, make sure you're supporting wrestlers, regardless of the fact, because if one promotion dies, that means they're not working. They don't have a job. So we want all the promotions to thrive, because that's when the best content for us comes out, when they have competition with each other and trying to vie for our dollars. So let's make sure that we're supporting wrestlers. Make sure we're supporting women's wrestling. I know this week has been really crazy with one promotion with certain allegations backstage and such like that. Let's just make sure that we're being very positive to women's wrestling, and hopefully both of the major American organizations can get it together and do something with their women, because they got the talent. They just have to book it correctly.
Because Impact doing something, why can't y'all? Anyway.
Yeah, their Knockouts division is second to none. What's up, Naomi? Trinity, do your thing, girl. Then also I'm a fan of I can't think of the name of it, but Masha Slamovich and Killer Kelly. Big fan of that tag team.
ODB, baby, yeah.
And they are having, what is it, 1,000 episode? Are they celebrating 1,000 episodes coming soon?
I think so,
check check out Impact. They got 1,000 episodes coming up, and granted, we don't really cover it on the channel because we just have so much content that's coming out with wrestling that it's really hard for us to do all of them at once. But check out Impact if you got it, because it's really a good show and they have really good wrestling on there as well. So anyway, Hogs Wars, where can they find you, man?
On the IGs at the moment, and then just like always, I jump on with you guys, and then I'm gonna start getting back into Twitch. I've realized what my niche is in Twitch, which is whatever the hell I feel like playing. So if you feel like watching, you might catch me doing WWE 2K23 1 minute. You might catch me playing some more baseball, which you'll probably be laughing at how much better I am at the game. Finally, I do want to get another play some more Life of P, even though that game is freaking hard. And just I'll try a couple things with Little Hog Wars too, because he likes playing all this Minecraft and other things that other people like. So hey, I got to get him darn headphones, so we'll do that whenever. But we'll just throwing things out there, man. You a yellow boy?
Well, before that, let me ask, what's that IG? What's that IG username?
Hogsworth.
Sausage Man.
There you go.
Negative.
So you can catch him over at IG at Hogs Wars. OHB, where can they find you at, man?
All them social medias where I'm at is Over Here Boy. I'm the only one on there, and there ain't no weird extensions on it. It's just Over Here Boy, all one word. You already know, and you also know what to expect when you see it, because I'm country as hell, and I don't hide the fact. Yo.
Like you said, keep your eyes open to YouTube, to where you can find his, sips, his Mad Dog Mondays, and everything else. You can find me on Twitter, because I still refuse to make an additional Instagram page at the moment. But you can find me at Twitter at Badass Yellow Boy, and that's BADAZZ_YELLABOI 1914. You can find me there, where I'm posting stuff.
St. Louis. I'm sorry.
Mostly, as Hollingsworth says, you can find me posting about and big upping Samantha Irvin for her announcements that she makes on the side of the ring. what can I say? She's a national treasure. Shut up. Don't at me. Um,
Shit.
I like when she announces Imperium because it's just top tier. Anyway, you guys, thank you for allowing us to do this for 2 years. We hope to do it for many more years, even if there's not a bunch of content. It's allowing us to be as goofy as we want to be and share with y'all the love that we have for wrestling, for alcohol, for each other, for just being crazy. So to you guys who've been following us, thank you. Continue to follow us. Tell your friends about us.
Mama.
That's my mama. Wow. Doctor said I need a backiotomy. But you guys, thank you so much. Follow us, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And always, until next time, you guys, we're out.
From sunrise to sunset, I can't stop.